Hello, sexy people. I want to talk to the camera today, once again, because the sun is shining and I have things to say. I know that you have started something, or you're planning to start something, and I want to ask you this question. If you have started something already that you're working on to finally get the life that you want, to finally be bold, be brave, show up, not overthink to some sort of non-existent perfection, but to start acting. And if you have already started acting, the question for you and for me is, do you think you're doing everything you can to see the results? Really? Do you think you're doing everything, really? Are you taking all the chances and all the opportunities, or have you gotten comfortable in the fact that you have already started something and you're applauding yourself and saying, well done, I'm amazing, that's great, I'm making steps? But the thing is about successful people and people who will continue to be kind of behind is, one thing I notice is successful people shorten the gap between planning and doing as much as they can, rather than planning and over planning and waiting for the perfect moment, which by the way never arrives, for the perfect feeling. What they do is they plan roughly and they execute. And the more opportunities that you try, the faster you execute, you will learn how to pivot what didn't work, and you will, most importantly, train your nervous system to be familiar with that situation, to be very uncomfortable in this new situation that your brain is protecting you by keeping you safe and avoiding. So for example, I am thinking to get into photography, and as much as I love taking pictures of people, it terrifies me to invite someone for a shoot, even if I know that they will benefit from it. A free photo shoot. They will benefit from it because I will make sick pictures for them for free, and that will be a material for my portfolio. But thinking about it, about how I will have to interact with the person, how I will have to make them feel comfortable, safe, how I will have to guide them for the poses. What if they don't like the pictures and the end result? What if they feel weird posing in a certain way that I want? What if actually I will realize that it doesn't look good in the middle of it, looking at the camera, through the camera at them? All of these thoughts, they are possible as scenarios, but most likely it's gonna go well. And this is what happens with every situation, with everything we want to try, and we end up not trying because we focus on one of those. So it's 50-50. It always might work out well and might work out badly. But don't you want to step into that uncomfortable situation that will probably work out well, but even if it works out badly, you will get accustomed to that uncomfortable feeling, and you will learn how to maneuver, how to navigate it, how to change it into something that will work out eventually. Because the thing about you is that you can survive everything. You can survive a fucking photo shoot. If you need to present something, you can survive talking to the public. If you need to do some sort of other creative task, you can. In front of people, you can. in the moment, you are underestimating your brain, because now, as an anticipation time, it seems very scary, but when it happens in the moment, you actually somehow figure out what to do. And even if you don't, that's okay, because nobody's gonna die unless you're doing something that involves danger to your life. You do you. You can learn faster. That's the point. And that's why the more experience you get, the more immunity to the discomfort you get, the better ideas you get, because it's like you reach to a new level, you reach to a new upgrade where your brain starts to think in new ways that you couldn't before that, when you were just stuck in that loop of thinking through the best possible plan to avoid those things. It's not the best plan of action. Coming back to my question, are you doing everything that you can to succeed really? Or are you planning? You stepped on the path and you think, okay, I will figure out as I go, but it can take you 5 years and it can take you 1 year, and everybody is on their own timelines. Of course, we're all have different personalities, and some people are very active, hyperactive, they can do so much, they can hustle. Other people need more time to recharge, come back to themselves. Totally normal. Your mental health is the most important thing, your nervous system regulation is the most important thing, but you also can train your brain to get excited for the upgrade and try the uncomfortable, rather than waiting for the moment when you somehow will gain more knowledge to feel comfortable. No, there is so much knowledge that you can gain. Of course, it's important to learn and to be prepared, but there is so much that you can get prepared to actually move to the next level. So, for example, if you have started the blog, are you actually posting your genuine thoughts, or are you a little bit intimidated by what people will think, and you're kind of still sharing your voice, but in a little bit of a filtered way, with the ideas that you saw that people accept, with the design and editing style that you saw that people accept, that sells, whatever. If you have some radical thoughts that you want to share, do you actually share them? If you started to sell your art, if you made a shop, online shop, if you started, showing your art online, and you hope to get sales, are you actually doing everything? Are you contacting and cold emailing shops and galleries if you really want your art to be seen? Are you posting the same videos that you already got comfortable with, and you hope for something to happen over time? There are opportunities literally out there for you. You just need to ask, because nobody's gonna give you anything. You have to ask for everything. And that's amazing, because once you ask, after many no's, we know that by now you will get a yes. Not straight away, but you will. If you are doing something else, if you want to start some kind of community or host events, and you're planning and over planning, are you actually taking steps to find people actively who are doing it, to learn from them, invite them for a coffee, ask what they do? I think there are levels of things that you can start doing, and some of these things will be more comfortable for you, because it's like your brain kind of knows what to expect, but other things will seem too out of your comfort zone and too scary. And sure, you have to start from those smaller things, but you have to eventually move to the bigger things. You cannot just continue doing the same things, using the same strategy. How exciting is that you have all of those opportunities and you can use them? The thing to keep in mind is that we often, I think, have this vague idea of somehow getting negative feedback from people, but most of the time people are nice. Most of the time people are kind and friendly, humorous, and they actually are willing to help. There will be 1 or 2.5 assholes which will stay assholes, nothing to do with you, just how it happens. But most of the time people are fun, people are kind, and they also need some sort of, I don't know, reassurance. Like, think about yourself as adding value to someone. Even if you're like super beginner into something, you are a cool person. If something, you will have a nice interaction with someone. I'm gonna go and do some stretches in the sun, and yeah, I wish you to stay sexy. Thank you for being here. Bye.